What is up, super fam and bro vengers alike? I am Sensei Finito, aka Vane Sensei, and welcome to Marvel Bros, where we discuss all things Marvel and everything pop culture. And today we are going to be doing our watch party and review for Dune Prophecy, Episode 3. I am so excited to dive right on into it. I hope everybody is having a fantastic Sunday today. I do hope so indeed. Your boy is still a little under the weather for whatever reason, you feel me? I've been sick for a while now, and I just want to get better. I just want to be better. I just want to feel better. But we here, and we about to check out today's episode of Dune Prophecy. I am so pumped to get into it, and I hope you guys are too. I have been loving this show so far, so please let me know if you guys have been enjoying Dune Prophecy as much as I have. Let's get a 1 in the chat if you guys have been enjoying Dune Prophecy, and let's get a 2 in the chat if you have not been enjoying Dune Prophecy. I want to know how everybody is feeling, and let's just get a 3 if you're just happy to be here, because I feel that. I feel that. If you guys haven't already, make sure you double tap the screen, spam that like button. It definitely helps out tremendously around these parts. I appreciate all the love and support coming from you guys. Make sure you also follow me on all social media at Sensei Finito to stay up to date with all my thoughts, theories, and opinions on whatever particular thing I may be partaking in at that particular time. And of course, you can also follow us on all social media at Marvel Bros to stay up to date with all things Marvel and everything pop culture. Okay, I definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all, for real, for real. It's gonna be a good day today. I already know it. I already know. Man, I think we're gonna probably jump into one of these breakdown videos of last week's episode, kinda, because I do wanna, I wanna talk about it, but I mean, I think this is probably a little bit too spoilery, the thing that I was watching, but I do want to talk about last week's episode for sure, because I think episode 2 was a banger. I think it did a lot to like flip things on its head a little bit, and I'm excited to see where things are gonna go from here. I definitely want to know how everybody else is feeling about it. We are live right now on almost every platform. We're live on the Talk Tick. We're also live on YouTube, also Twitch. So you can follow us on all those platforms and definitely tap in with all those platforms as well, man. For real, for real. I got my tea here. I got a cough drop. I got some water. I'm ready to be hydrated. You know what I'm saying, baby? I'm ready to be hydrated. I think Dune Prophecy has been a freaking crazy, crazy show. Legit, it's been wild. I had no idea what we were gonna be in for with this, but now I'm even more confused as to what could happen. I'm even more confused. Literally, I have no idea what we could get into today. But I'm excited to see it. For real. So I want to know what you guys are hoping to see from today's episode of Dune Prophecy. Renato, my boy, I see you here. My guy said 2-3, man. How are you liking Dune Prophecy? Are you liking it? Are you not liking it? How you feeling? Yo, if you guys are just now tuning in, make sure you drop all your thoughts, theories, and questions you may have about Dune Prophecy episode 3. Yo, we are about to get into it. The episode does release in about 30 minutes, so we're vibing right now. We're going to talk about episode 2 and how that's been and how that was and whatnot and all that good stuff. But if you guys didn't know, we have a whole bunch of other watch parties that are going to be going on this week. Not only do we have Dune Prophecy today, but tomorrow it's going to be Skeleton Crew at 5 p.m. PST. So make sure you guys are here for that. We're going to be doing our watch party and review for those first 2 episodes that are going to be airing for Skeleton Crew. And then on Thursday, we're going to be doing a watch party for Creature Commandos. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be getting into that. And that's going to be, that is the dawn of the DC universe. So I am really excited to check out all of these things that we have on board this week and going into the rest of December. And of course, we got this shit open already, chat. We got it already open, and we gonna be ready for it. So whenever that episode comes out, we gonna know that it's here, and we're gonna be able to just dive right on in. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be able to dive right on in. So I'm ready for it. But we're getting closer and closer, baby. We getting closer and closer. You know what I mean? And of course, we got when that episode does come out, I will obviously let you guys know, and then we'll be able. So whenever that episode comes out, we gonna know that it's here. Oh. I heard myself. I was like, what's going on? And then we'll be able to really vibe out and get it crickling and crackling. Y'all already know what's hackling. Man, has anybody else been feeling sick these last couple of days? Because your boy been going through it for almost a month. To be honest, almost through the entire month of November, your boy was down for the count. And I don't know what that was about. Here, locked and loaded and ready to go. We go slap these things on. And let's see what's happening. Shout out to Emergency Awesome for this Dune Prophecy episode 2 breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to him. I really appreciate it. So we're gonna tap in with this breakdown. We're gonna check it out, talk a little bit about all the things that are going on here and in the other episodes, of course. And then when the episode drops, we'll get straight into it, man.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This will be my full Dune Prophecy Episode 2 video. There are a whole bunch of Easter eggs and references, so we'll break it all down. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. The episode title was Two Wolves, which is a reference to the wolves in the fold, so to speak, like wolves at the door, the double agents they revealed in the episode. Desmond
There was
Hart's
a lot. There were a lot of double agents in last week's episode, and that's not something I was ready for. I'll be honest.
working against the Bene Gesserit from inside the palace, and the Kieran
I
Atreides double
love it
agent
so far, bro. I
storyline
love
working
it
for the
too. Show's been
rebellion,
amazing.
also against the Landstrad and the Emperor. They finally do the actual intro for the episode, the actual opening scene that will play in front of all the episodes. There are a bunch of different things they flash through here. There's a curled hand extending 2 fingers. It's a Bene Gesserit hand speaking their language. You actually see them doing that throughout the episodes.
That was awesome too. I love the way they were able to just talk they shit right in front of the other like right in front of the emperor and the other king dude or whoever he was. Like, I think that was a really good like world building aspect to just be like, hey, make sure this happens. So when she does it again, when whatever not Vanya, but when she does it again, we already know what's going on. We already know what time it is. You know what I mean?
The bloody blade seems more like a metaphor for the master breeding program created the Kwisatz Haderach, the plotting and scheming they do behind the scenes to orchestrate their grand plan. A lot of backstabbing going on behind the scenes. The blood in the pool seems like a reference to Valia killing Dorothea, which they also pay off in this episode when Lila learns about her mother's secret. The pomegranate and the red dress are for the wedding and the ceremony, now a broken pact because the child is dead. This is meant to be the Imperial throne because that's the grand plan of the Sisterhood right now. They want to gain control of the throne. Within the Dune universe, they also call it the Golden Lion throne. This is the Emperor's fortress. I wouldn't exactly call it a castle. Like, it seems like it's meant to be more defensible if somebody actually physically attacked it. Strand of DNA for their grand breeding program, the Kwisatz Haderach. The planet looks more like Seleucus Secundus just because it's too blue to be Arrakis. These dead animals in the snowy landscape might be a reference to the Harkonnens' homeworld right now, Lankville, the place where they were exiled after the Machine War. We're actually going to travel there next week. This is meant to be the Bene Gesserit's homeworld of Wallach 9 with their fortress. This is Mother Rakella, the founder of the Bene Gesserit order in the first place. This is older Valia in her office looking down on all the sisters in training. Drop of Blue is part of the Agonies ceremony. In the future, this is eventually the Water of Life, the blue Water of Life, but at this point in the timeline, it might not be that yet. There was actually a time early in the existence of the Bene Gesserit when they used this technique before they learned about the Water of Life. On the show, they're just calling it the Agony, and it's born out of a lot of the techniques in the lore behind the sorceresses of Rossack, which might be connected to some of the plots that are happening on the show right now, because there are a lot of different references to that particular group of people, the sorceresses of Rossack, and they are also the progenitors of the Bene Gesserit. So a lot of the Bene Gesserit's abilities, their techniques, the Agony ceremony here comes from things that were started by the sorceresses of Rossack. They also have telekinetic abilities like we see Desmond Hart using during the episodes, so he also might have a connection to them too.
Yo, this boy is a menace. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he's I don't know what's up with him. I don't know what's up with him, but he is a full-blown menace in every shape, form, and way. You know, it's pretty diabolical how much of a menace he is.
Desmond Hart using during the episodes, so he also might have a connection to them too. We also get a big tutorial about how this agony process works, unlocking the genetic memory of Reverend Mothers in the Bene Gesserit. This is something that's very common in the future, but in all the movies that we've seen so far, they never get too deeply into the origin of this ceremony or exactly how it works. But what you see in the episode where she basically communicates with all the previous female ancestors
That
in
was
her
dope.
line is the same idea for Paul Atreides when he takes the water of life,
She
only
really
he
she
also,
definitely
on top
reminded
of this,
me
also
of the
gains
main
access to all
character
the
off
genetic
of
memories and abilities of
Foundation.
his male ancestors too. The episode sort of visualizes this process in a way that we've never actually seen in live action before. We see one of them complete the agony test and become a full Bene Gesserit, transforming to the round mouth and teeth of a sandworm, then to the planet Arrakis inside its jaws,
That's
because it
just
all goes back to the spice
crazy.
of Arrakis. The
That's
spice
crazy
must flow.
fire.
The bull here is meant to represent House Atreides. Don't worry, we'll talk about that too, because what Kieran Atreides is doing on the show is
Believe this dude, yo. I could not believe this dude. I gotta tell you, I didn't know. Like, I was 100% down with him. Like, I thought, like, well, everybody's kind of. I think this. Okay, my bad. I'm bouncing around. This show is very much like Game of Thrones, to where everyone is the bad guy and no one is really the good guy. It seems like. But I also did not expect him to be like a traitor to his people. You feel me? I thought he was really rocking. So to see him in the second episode just be outed as a trailer, it really took me by surprise. I don't know if that's how anyone else felt, but I was like, "What?" You know what I mean? I couldn't believe it. Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, that was wild. That was wild.
isn't
Did anybody else
indicative
see
of
that
the
coming?
entire House Atreides right now in the timeline. He's meant to be
Because I
part of
did
this
not.
rebellion on his own, so he's sort of rebelling also against his family because he's rebelling against the Lanstrad, and his family is a big part of the Lanstrad. But the big twist of the episode with his character is that
Fed.
you have an
Yep, we're watching
Atreides who's
Emergency.
acting kind of
Awesome right
shady,
now. Getting
doing
ready for
what
today's
seems like
episode.
bad things, even though it seems like he's doing them for good reasons. The sand dunes in the coming storm is another reference to the end of days prophecy, Tirn Arafel, which they also get into later in the episode, the whole reason for
Going out in about
Lila
30 minutes,
taking
chat.
the agony ceremony. This ring is the one that's worn by the current Mother Superior of the Bene Gesserit, who is now Valia, the Poison Needle, probably a reference to the Gom Jabbar. Then the camera pulls out, transitioning between the mouth of the sandworm with its teeth, changing to space, then a human eye, which changes it to a blue eye for spice eyes. These also might
Yeah.
be a reference
I
to the
really like this intro, by the way. I really liked it. I'm happy that we have one. I was a little like, oh, we're not going to have an intro last week, but this week it's like, oh, no, they just wanted to save all the time last week for just getting you straight into the
blue
world.
eyes that Raquella saw in space staring back at her during the vision of the prophecy, which might be the eyes of Leto
Okay, I know there is some stuff in here that's a little spoilery that we don't want to talk about.
fortress to examine Kasha's body. They're calling her Nazir, saying that she used to be Bene Gesserit, but then she joined the Imperial Academy to become a doctor. That's what the diamond on her forehead represents. It's just like Dr. Yue's diamond. When they say she traveled from Suk School, that's the main medical school in the Dune universe. But the idea here is that the Bene Gesserit have infiltrated all aspects of society from the top down,
They're
from the
everywhere,
imperial
and that's
household to the
hilarious.
other great houses
Like,
on
they
a
were
political
in
level,
every
but
spot
also
they
other
could possibly
organizations
be in,
too.
and I love it.
So the idea is that the sisterhood is everywhere, controlling all aspects of society, all plots, like everything that everybody does on a shady level, somehow the Bene Gesserit are connected to it. There are a couple references to that later in the episode too, with the rebellion plotline and the fact that the Bene Gesserit are also behind that too. We get a look at the Sisterhood's interior labs here, this medical bay. This is a huge contrast to the way they portray most technology in the movies. And remember, the movies take place 10,000 years in the future from where we are right now. So it's almost like technology now, 10,000 years ago, seems
Mr.
more
Bro, do you
advanced than
think Craven
technology
the
in the
Hunter
future.
will
When she
be a
says no
box
accelerant
office
was
hit
used
like
to make
400
Kasha
mil?
burn, that means that she was
I
just
don't
burned
know.
from
I don't
inside
know if
her
it's gonna be
body,
400
which is where we
mil.
get to telekinetic powers. She says she was burned from inside her meridian network. That isn't a medical term in real life, and it's not really a term, I think, from the Dune universe either, so I think it just meant to be her brain. But like I said, I think that Desmond Hart is
It
using
cost
telekinetic powers to
$1
do that,
billion
like the
to make
sorceresses
Craven the
of
Hunter.
Rossack, which means he
So
might have some
it'll probably
connection to
make
them,
like
because they
200,
very
250,
definitely have a connection
especially
to the
because it's
Bene
all,
Gesserit. There are actually a
intense,
couple
but it also
organizations
might
that
not.
really hate the
I don't
Bene
know.
Gesserit
We'll see.
inside the Dune universe. Mother Raquella, who founded the
I
Bene
think it'll hit
Gesserit,
200
actually
million. I'm not
came
gonna
from
lie
the
to you.
Rossack sorceresses.
I
Like,
don't
she
know if it's gonna
learned
go
from
over
them.
that
She
though.
didn't come from their planet, but she learned from them and then used those techniques to create the Bene Gesserit. There's also the organization inside the Dune universe that create Golas. A lot of people are like, maybe Desmond
Okay, yeah, that's a little because we don't know anything about a Gola, so I don't really want to hear about that shit if we don't know what it is.
Hart could have died. You create a Gola. About theory crafting here, I think the process might be why he's touching his temples each time he burns someone and you hear that buzzing sound in his head. But after this episode, I also think that there's somebody else that's helping him from inside the Bene Gesserit on their home planet, inside their fortress. So it's not like
That's what I thought too. Like I was saying that a lot last week. I was like, I don't think he is killing both of the people from across the world. I think there's someone else that is in their ranks. You know what I mean? That has basically, you know, has like hid, you know, is a double agent. Like they're an episode full of double agents. I'm pretty sure, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure someone else is a double agent in this show. And you feel me? It makes sense.
Desmond is burning people telepathically across the entire universe. I think that there's
Yeah,
somebody
that just
helping
doesn't
him
seem likely.
inside the Bene Gesserit. Then when the acolytes here are talking about the lengths that Bene Gesserit go to, sacrificing themselves in the name of their grand plans, the level of devotion in their order, I think this is setting up this sort of subplot with Sister Jen, who seems like she's very anti-Bene Gesserit. She might wind up being the plant that's working with Desmond to go against the Bene Gesserit. Later in the episode, she spends a lot of time trying to convince Lila that the Bene Gesserit don't care about her at all. Like, she speaks out against them a lot. Like, why would you be here wanting to be a Bene Gesserit if you seem like you hate them so much? Maybe it's because she's here as a plant trying to take them down from the inside. My early theory after that last scene with her is that she's actually the person who burned Kasha. It wasn't Desmond across the universe. It was
I think that would actually make so much sense because she was bad mouthing the hell out of the Bene Gesserit. And I was even, I think we were even like, yo, she's talking mad shit. Like, do they just let that shit slide last week, you know? But it would make sense if she's talking that mad shit because of that reason, right? Like, I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm not going to lie to you.
somebody inside the compound, and if she's the plant, then it was probably her. Valia takes off for Salusa Secundus after they learn the boy was also killed in the same way that Kasha was. He was so critical to their plot, they incorrectly assume that this is the burning truth, end of days prophecy that Mother Raquella spoke of. Like I said, really
Definitely seemed like it wasn't, you know, they weren't tripping. It seemed like that is what the vision was. She had the vision and everything.
or it also could be Paul Atreides, Leto the second Atreides videos. Misinterpreting prophecy is just the name of the game when you come to like real big epic series like this. Valia explains the plan to give Lila their version of the water of life so that she can unlock the genetic memory and gain access to Raquella's memories, and they can get instant replay on that prophecy as many
Crazy work. I love this like ancestral
times as they
realm.
want to try and figure out what's going on. They allude to the fact that Lila's going to learn the truth of the fact that they killed her mother, Dorothea, and didn't tell her about it, which she eventually does. Like, Dorothea eventually tries to gain control of Lila's body. Sister Theodosia goes to Salusa Secundus with Valia. She says something about her unique circumstances, but they never fully explain what those are during the episode. Back at the Imperial Palace, they sort of set up the relationship between Constantine and the Richese woman who's basically his daughter, the kid's older brother. This whole scene gave me vibes of Game of Thrones with Jaime and Cersei getting it on over Joffrey's dead body.
Yeah, that
like
was
the two
crazy.
of them could not wait to just go off somewhere and screw. Part of this whole scene is also to set up the Duke's threats and using Desmond to get rid of him. They waste no time in having Desmond admit to what he did. Like, oh, you asked me to kill the boy. Like you said, you wanted out of this marriage, so I took care of it for you. They throw him in their cells, which they call the suspensor cells, because he is ... wait for it, suspended in the
Don't
air.
forget to show us the
Part of
Craven
the
the
joke
Hunter
here
cups,
too is
please.
that Desmond's abilities
bro.
are telekinetic, so like he doesn't need his hands or his
still got
feet
hella
running
movies that I
around
need
to
to
actually
see,
kill
Cuphead.
people. So putting him in the middle of the air
So
here
trust
does
me,
nothing.
I'll have a couple for
Constantine
you.
and Lady Richese, the younger, get it on outside the palace. Her comment about his powers of sex transcending time and space also seems like a bit of a reference at the Kwisatz Haderach's powers. Power beyond time and space, like they're having mind-bending, space-warping good sex. She explains her history with her family, like she never knew her dead brother, didn't really care about him that much because their father kept them on different planets. They do a whole bunch of spice bumps. That's what they're snorting here. Spice is used as a drug in the Dune universe. She starts talking about the real power in the universe lying with Arrakis because the spice must flow. It's the most
The
valuable
spice must
commodity
flow,
in the
baby.
universe, so he who controls Arrakis controls the universe. They use this to set up Richese learning that Desmond is the person who killed his son. Then I love when she makes him do another bump, putting him into a spice-induced pleasure coma, only good for boning. Not a bad way to go out at the end of the night. They use this scene of the Emperor discussing Desmond and his abilities with the Empress to set up her trying to hijack him and use him to get rid of both the Bene Gesserit and get rid of the Richeses. Remember, the Empress hates the Bene Gesserit, and she senses that Desmond also hates the Bene Gesserit, so she's like, I sense an opportunity.
He does hate them. Why? We really don't know. But yeah, he hates
Here.
them.
Two birds with one stone. We get our
Fast
fleet
forward
and
through
we
the love
get rid
scenes,
of
it's
the Bene
crazy.
Gesserit. Back at the Bene Gesserit compound, Lila gets the story about the machine wars and the history of this other girl's family and the butlers. So the butlers are actually House Carino, the Emperor's family. They changed their name after the end of the war because the final battle that they won was on the planet Corrin. They call it the Battle of Corrin, so they changed their name to Carino. In the books, the machine wars are actually called the Butlerian Jihad because the name of their family were the Butlers.
We've heard that.
When she mentions Rhaena Butler in the books, she was the niece of the first emperor after the war. She started this anti-thinking machine movement that eventually led to the Butlerian Jihad, like this big sweeping movement, but she had to sacrifice herself, become a martyr to do that. She mentions they use pulse atomics to defeat the thinking machines in the end. Those are the Dune universe version of nuclear weapons. Really big subplot during the Dune Part 2 movie when Paul Atreides threatened to use his atomics on the spice fields in Arrakis, completely wiping them out. Way back after the machine wars ended, the Landsraad, all the great houses, signed an armistice to never use nuclear weapons ever again. But instead of destroying them, all the great houses never trusted each other, so nobody ever actually destroyed their atomics. They just hid them, which they got into during the Dune Part 2 movie. Like, these should have been destroyed 10,000 years ago, but our ancestors, like the ancient dukes of our line, just continue to keep them stockpiled.
Damn.
But even though that makes House Atreides seem kind of shady, all the great houses kept all their atomics. Like, it wasn't just the Atreides, everybody did this. They referenced the poison that they're going to give Lila, the Rossack poison. Like I said, their technique here is devised from the sorceresses of Rossack because that's where Raquella learned all their techniques.
That word was messing
Like I
him
said,
up.
this is kind of why I think that Desmond Hart might have some connection to that group. Then we get a really good look at a Spacing Guild ship. This gives you a good sense of the scale, too, with the Bene Gesserit ship, like really tiny flying out of the opening here. You have to keep in mind that the Spacing Guild ships are designed to house entire fleets and transport them across the universe. So it'd be like a bunch of Star Destroyers flying inside the Death Star, and then the Death Star transporting itself across the universe. Valia shows up in court, and you see what the truth-saying ability looks like when she detects that the Emperor is lying about Desmond Hart. Then the Emperor and the Empress learn that Kasha died the same way that the Duke's son died, and they also realize that means that Desmond Hart killed both of them, or they think that Desmond Hart killed both of them. Like I said, I think that's meant to be a misdirect, and Desmond didn't kill Kasha. It was somebody else inside the Bene Gesserit that was there on that planet that killed her.
No, I think he did.
We see the princess lose it, and then use some of the Bene Gesserit training that Kasha gave her to calm herself down. And they really get into this episode what her backstory is with the Sisterhood and why she trusts them so much. Part of the idea is they want to make it feel right now like the princess is totally loyal to the Bene Gesserit. The reason why she's so critical to the Bene Gesserit's long-term plan is because they want to put a Bene Gesserit on the throne, like a full Reverend Mother, fully loyal to the Order, that is controlling whoever the Emperor is, also sitting on the throne, like the most powerful you could possibly be without actually being the Emperor yourself. And because of the rules of who is allowed to inherit what inside the Dune universe, particularly with the Imperial throne, she has to be engaged to someone in order for that to happen. So even though she begs Valia to take her back to the Bene Gesserit and start her training now, the reason why Valia can't do that is because first, she needs the Emperor's approval to do that, and second, she also needs the princess to get engaged to someone else from another great house so they can secure that line, secure the throne. The princess won't be allowed to inherit the throne unless she's betrothed to someone. They don't really get into it in the Dune movies, but like Irulan, for instance, couldn't inherit the throne by herself, unwed. There's a bit of a funny reference to the history of the Dune universe, too. Theodosia talks about the times when they actually used wood pulp. That's basically paper. She's basically saying that way back in ancient times when we used to use paper, meaning that in present day, most people, if not anybody, actually uses real paper. There are a couple
Damn,
scenes here too where the princess
that's
gets
pretty
really
dope.
inquisitive about what happened to Kasha and seems like she might start doing her own detective Sherlock work. Valia faces off against Desmond, trying to interrogate him. Notice how he never blinks when she's staring into his eyes, but the minute she walks around back and breaks his gaze, he starts blinking like crazy. This probably
He
gets
was
into
standing
him
on
blocking some of her
business.
abilities, because,
He
for
was trying to
instance,
stand
later in
on
the episode,
business,
the
bruh.
voice doesn't work on him because he's probably been trained in Bene Gesserit ways. When he says he's originally from Belus, that's actually one of the places the ancestors of the Fremen visited when they were migrating across the universe. There were a reference to the Wanderers in last week's episode. That's that same group that eventually evolved into the Fremen, so the idea is that Desmond has this biological connection to the Fremen. This is also why she says his home planet is a harsh world for a child. It's meant to give you vibes of Arrakis, which is also a very harsh world for a child to grow up on. He freely admits, in front of everyone here, to actually killing the boy. Notice how much he hates the Bene Gesserit and Kasha too, calling her unworthy, like he spits it in her face how unworthy
Bro
she was.
stood
It seems like
on
her truth saying also does not work
business.
on him. If the voice doesn't work on him, then truth saying also probably doesn't work that well on him, because as she says, he believes he's telling the truth. And I think
Yo, T-minus 15 minutes chat until Dune Prophecy episode 3 is up.
the idea is that also meant to be true, like Desmond is not lying to them about anything. That would actually be the best way to fight the sister's truth-saying ability, is to only tell the truth. He doesn't actually outright say who he's working for, he just says he serves the Imperium, but that's a very, very vague statement. It's like saying you serve justice, and what does that really mean? Like, whose justice do you serve?
Justice.
Who decided what justice is? And because the Bene Gesserit are the ones that are controlling this rebellion against the Lanstrad, I don't think he's connected to the rebellion. Desmond starts to undermine the sisterhood in front of the Emperor, and it seems kind of like it's working, and the Empress is eating it all up. Like, look how happy she is. Like,
Yo,
I
she
found my guy.
was ready. Yo, she does not like the Bene Gesserit at all. And I was not ready for her despise to go so deep. Because she was 100% not with it.
He's my guy. He's going to take care of all my problems. There's a little Easter egg here, too. You see Valia using one of the cones of silence to talk to Rechese's Bene Gesserit. They're used in the Dune movies. It's like an electronic field. That's exactly what it looks like, a cone of silence. Zimia that she mentions is just the main city in Seleucus Secundus, where she goes to get the information from the other Bene Gesserit who's secretly working as the bartender with the spice eyes. We get that longer scene of Sister Jen trying to talk Lila out of undergoing the agony ceremony and saying a lot against the Bene Gesserit. Like, a lot of her conversation here is very anti-Bene Gesserit, which is
What does she look like? She looks like she looks like the actor that plays Ellie, yo. She looks like Ellie, yo. She looks like the actor that plays Ellie in the live action
why I think that she might be the
The
secret
Last of Us
plant
show.
working with
Also
Desmond.
on HBO Max.
Maybe she's the person who actually killed
She looks like
Kasha.
she could be her
That was
older
why in
sister.
episode 1, Lila was getting all the
That was
weird
crazy.
vibes from her, like, what you're saying isn't totally
Yo,
true,
it's
but it's also
crazy.
not a lie. So it's like she's hiding something. I think the fact that she is secretly a plant inside the Bene Gesserit. Kieran Atreides gets scans of the entire interior of the palace for the resistance
What the hell? I don't remember seeing this man do
group,
this.
which we find out that he's working for.
Do
We
I?
learn their group is meant to be an anti-Lanstrad group
Oh,
that's
no, I
trying
remember
to take
that.
down the
I remember
Emperor
this. Never
to send a
mind. I lied.
message
I
to the
remember
rest
this
of the
part.
great houses who are hoarding spice, basically hurting the common working person. Sort of like a class war kind of situation. But remember, the
Class
reveal
wars,
here is that
baby.
the Bene Gesserit are really
I love it. I love it.
pulling those strings. So really it's the Bene Gesserit putting both hands on both sides of the scale. Like, they're the ones that are trying to help the Emperor and also hurt him at the same time. Just more reminders that the Bene Gesserit have infiltrated all aspects of society and all major groups. When Kieran Atreides shows up, the way they're pitching this, like I said, is the fact that he's rebelling against his family joining this group. House Atreides itself isn't inherently bad or trying to go against the rest of the Lanstrad or anything like that. He's doing this on his own. But at least the way they're putting it, he believes that he's doing the righteous thing. Like, he's trying to take down the man, quote
Yeah.
unquote, as in the other great houses, like bring them to heel and trying to help all the regular people in the universe. So at least
Which,
on the
I mean, that's not a bad thing to do, right? Like,
surface, it sounds like he's trying to do a good thing. But I think what they're setting up is a big fight between him and the princess, because they want to show that the princess also has a lot of secret Bene Gesserit skills on her own. Later, she also calls off their little tryst that they have going on between the two of them, so it just might come to blows
The hell is a
eventually when he's
tryst?
forced to eventually move against the Emperor. There's a very big lore dump from the Dune books during their conversation here too, when his partner mentions Vorian Atreides. So if you haven't read the Brian Herbert Dune prequel books, this is all stuff that takes place back earlier in the
Ooh.
timeline during the Machine Wars and like right
Prequels
after the
are okay,
Machine
chat.
Wars. Vorian
We can take
Atreides
prequel
was the
spoilers.
mythical Atreides who formed their house. He was the first person to ever take the name Atreides. He was the son of the Titan general Agamemnon. The Titans were humans who eventually rose up to become overlords over the universe in a bad way. Some of them converted themselves into cybernetic beings like we saw here during the Machine Wars, like the things
No,
on
those are
walkers with
people?
human brains. The reason why
Holy
humans turned
shit.
themselves into cybernetic beings is so they could live forever, rule forever. But eventually the AI consciousness called Ominous took over the universe and took over the Titans. Vorian Atreides rebelled against his
Yeah.
father to help humans defeat the machines. So
That
that's
sounds
why in
awesome.
this scene they call him a legend of the Machine Wars. But it doesn't stop there. Like, Vorian Atreides is a really big figure in the history of the books. He's the same Atreides that accused the Baron Harkonnen at that time of betraying humanity, which got them disgraced and banished to Lengthville. Valia swore revenge against him, tried to kill him, and the reason why he continues to live way longer than normal human is because he had his lifespan extended, so like he just keeps going and going. Meaning that he could still be alive during the
Yo, the
events on the
Duneverse
TV
is
show right now.
insane.
Vorian Atreides is also the person who recruited Mother Rakella into the war effort to begin with, getting her involved in what would eventually lead to the creation of the Bene Gesserit.
Shit.
Later in his life, he got
Okay.
involved on Arrakis and then eventually fakes his own death so that the
We're
rest of
locking
House
in.
Atreides thinks that he's dead and gone, and then he starts a new life. So that's why you may have seen some people theorizing that Desmond Hart might be a version of Vorian Atreides. They talk about trying to assassinate the Emperor. We'll see how that goes down. Like I said, they probably will not be successful because we've seen the movies later in the timeline. The Corrinos still control the Imperial throne 10,000 years in the future. Tula gives Lila her most precious keepsake as a child. It's a tooth. I don't know what kind of animal tooth this is, but it probably comes from their home planet, Lankville, right now. We go there next week, so we'll get some more flashbacks to young Tula and young Valia as well. She
I'm
lies
so happy
to
we
Lila,
get
saying that her
flashbacks. You know,
mother...
I've been wanting I like the flashback and how they did it in that first episode. I wish that they would do it like kind of more often in the show, to be honest, because it allows for a lot of things to be set up. But I also understand why
died
they
in
won't
childbirth,
do
but we know that her mother was Dorothea and she died because Valia killed her. Valia then reveals that it was the Bene Gesserit who were behind the attack on Arrakis that Desmond was complaining about when he said that there was a plot coming from within the Empire. Like, no, it wasn't the Fremen that attacked the convoy, it was people inside the Empire.
Reddit is the #1 platform.
that. And it was indeed people from the Empire. And that's crazy. I'm so ready, chat. We're so close.
This also might be a comp to the plot against Leto Atreides during the first Dune movie when the Harkonnens go after him on the orders of the Emperor, when really Mohiam actually said that it was her who originally had the idea and just made the Emperor think that it was his idea to send the Harkonnens against the Atreides. Just the idea that if there's any big plot against any big organization in the universe, the Bene Gesserit are probably connected to it in some way. Valia wants to give up the names of the people they used in that attack to make the Emperor think that they're more useful in getting information for him, to rely on the Bene Gesserit more, and they're going to give up Kieran Atreides first. So, bad news for him.
Today's episode's about
There's
to be
another
crazy.
Paul Atreides wink here too, when she says if killing the Atreides will pose an issue, and Valia looks off in the distance and then smiles and says, no, it'll be fine. More references to their genetic breeding program, the Kwisatz Haderach, Paul Atreides in the future, the idea that they might need a male Atreides to carry on the line, but it can be any male Atreides, and Kieran Atreides here doesn't sound like he's from the books. I'm not sure if he's from the books, but the idea is that if he has brothers, then he could totally die and the line would be fine. So Valia's saying, I got plenty of Atreides where he came from, kill him all you want. Speaking of Bene Gesserit plots, the princess tells Kieran Atreides the full backstory of how the Bene Gesserit saved her, and it kind of sounds like they were the perpetrators of this whole grand plot. She says as a child, a bunch of rebels kidnapped her and the Bene Gesserit saved her, but I think we're all probably in agreement that the Bene Gesserit probably orchestrated that kidnapping so that the princess would be reliant on them long term and would want to eventually join the Bene Gesserit order. Then the Empress flat out asked Desmond to kill Duke Richese, or at least get rid of him, and take care of the Bene Gesserit too. 2 birds, 1 stone. While that gets started, we see Lila's transformation process here taking the agony ceremony. When they say her foremothers will wake
But the
hungry,
agony
wild,
ceremony
don't
was
let them
crazy
sway you,
too.
the idea is that these previous memories, the minds of her female ancestors, might want to take over her waking mind, which almost happens during the episode. They might get into this in Dune Part 3 in the movies with Paul's sister, just because she's called the Abomination in the books, because she is corrupted by a previous mind that she has access to. No spoilers about who that mind is, but if you've read the books, you know. Like, if you know, you know. Just the
Damn.
idea that the people inside them, like these genetic memories, can take over their bodies. She takes the poison and you start to see it work on her body, like they try to
Okay.
visualize it in a way that the movies haven't done before. You see it interacting with her red blood cells, the synapses in her brain. She goes into the vision and they visualize her meeting with the consciousnesses of her female ancestors. Remember, these are just the female
Fire way to
ancestors.
show that as well.
This exact same thing would be happening to Paul Atreides when he takes the water of life. The difference with him is that he gains access to the genetic memories and abilities of all his male ancestors on top of the female ancestors.
Which is fire. And I think that's one of the things that also makes him the Kwisatz Haderach. All right, chat, check this out. We are 5 minutes out from episode 3 of Dune Prophecy, and I am so excited to get into it, and I really hope that you guys are too. If you haven't already, make sure you drop a like and a share on the stream because it helps out tremendously around these parts. You can also follow us on all social medias at Sensei Finito, or follow me on all social medias at Sensei Finito because we are about to get into this episode today. Drop a 1 in the chat if you are hyped to get into episode 3. Drop the 2 in the chat if you're not hyped. And then drop a 3 in the chat if you are just happy to be here, okay? And don't forget to drop all of your thoughts, theories, and questions surrounding Dune Prophecy episode 3. And if you would like to show your support to what we do here at Marvel Bros, or just highlight one of your chats, you can always send a super chat and we'll get into that, okay? So again, this episode is about to drop very shortly here, and I am super pumped for it, for real. So I hope you guys are pumped as well, for real. And this is your chance to go and get you some water, to go and get you something to snack on, go and get you, go to the bathroom real quick, anything you might need to do, because once this episode drops, we're going to get right into it. And if you ain't got no snacks, if you ain't got nothing to munch on, I got just the thing for you.
Hi, my name is Dominique Pruitt, and I started Don's Bomb Gourmet Popcorn LLC in the summer of 2021 to introduce delicious and unique flavored popcorn not found anywhere else in the world. Why, you ask? Because I make it in my home with love, just for you. We offer over 10 flavors and are continuously creating new flavors that can be customized to any color or taste for your next event, party, or fundraiser. So go find yourself to our website and find a bombastic flavor of popcorn at donsbombgourmetpopcorn.com, or you can also follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Don's Bomb Gourmet Popcorn.
That is right. You can go and get you some Dom's Bomb Gourmet Popcorn, where the popcorn is always bomb. Of course, it's made by Dom, and it's always gourmet. So make sure you guys go and get you some Dom's Bomb Gourmet Popcorn, so you can enjoy a little snacky as we get into these watch parties. Okay. So if you guys are new around here and are not aware of how we do watch parties around these parts, we are not able to show you the entirety of this from start to finish all willy-nilly. It's just not possible. We cannot do that here on any of these platforms because copyright gods be tripping, y'all. Okay, but what I am able to do is boom, pop it up like that for a little while, and then periodically it will disappear. And then when it disappears, we'll just be able to talk about it. Down below, there will be subtitles here as well, so you guys can follow along in that manner if you would like to. And again, it will just pop up, and then it'll disappear. Okay, so that's how that will work. We're not able to show everything. We're not able to play any audio or anything like that, but you guys will be able to chat in the chat and talk about it, and then we'll be watching it all together because we will do a sacred countdown. And the way we do our sacred countdowns is on 3, we press play, and then we all enjoy the episode together as a way to be able to talk about it and nerd out about it as well. Okay, so just so you guys know, we will do a sacred countdown, and then we will get into episode 3 of Dune Prophecy. And we are just waiting for it to, we are just waiting for it to upload, and then we will get straight into it. I am so pumped. Yo, what's up with it, Alex? How you doing? Like I said, let's go, episode 3. Yeah, bro, I'm pumped for episode 3. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm ready, yo. Literally, I'm ready. It's 6 o'clock on the dot, baby. Let's see. Let's see what that episode is. I think this happened last week where it didn't pop up right away, and we were kind of confused as to why that was. Let's see. Does anybody have the episode? Because I do not currently have the episode. I don't know where it could be, but it is not here. At least not here for me. Where, oh, where could the episode be? Let's see. Okay, let's get it refreshed. You guys have episode 3? Because I do not have it on my side. Let me know if y'all got it up for you. One in the chat if you see episode 3. You know what we might need to do? We might need to go to episode 2 and then go to the very end of it and then see if it plays into
potential in Lila, and through Lila.
Nope, it did not.
Superior.
What's going on? Oh, I got it. All right, chat. Episode 3 is now up. And this episode is titled Sisterhood Above All. This episode is also an hour and 2 minutes. Oh shit. All right, chat. You already know. If you have already watched, if you already started watching, if you haven't waited for that sacred countdown, shame on you. And also, please don't drop anything in the chat. Make sure anything you say is up to date with what you see on the screen on YouTube, so as well as to not spoil it for anyone else. All right, it's time for the sacred countdown, and on 3, we will press play and enjoy this episode together. Okay? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh.
Everybody's looking for a hero.
Yo, I thought this was a Superman trailer, and I was about to get hype. That was crazy. All right, let's relax.
It is time to waken those who made you.
What are the subtitles at? What are the subtitles at? There it is. Let me get the subtitle. Boom. Damn. Ooh. He was like, "Not happening." That shit was crazy. Yeah, and you enjoyed too, Alex. Everybody enjoy the episode. Let's get it, yo. And you already know we're also going to be reviewing it afterwards. How are we feeling about this intro, chat? 1 in the chat if you like the intro, 2 in the chat if you don't. Yeah, this is fire. intro. Well, this is your last chance to drop all your final thoughts, theories, and questions going into episode 3. Beautiful. Oh, shit. It's about to get ugly. Ooh, spit your shit then. Spit your shit then. Homeworld of House Harkonnen. Oh. 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 Thank you very much. Flashback. I don't think it said a date, did it? Young Valia looks like oh shit. Oh. Oh, she was always with the shit. Oh, she's spitting that shit. Yo, volume was spitting. I ain't gonna lie. Jesus. Yo, she used the voice on her brother to save him? That's lit. Let's go. And that's what we're gonna do. Oh shit. Well, I guess that idea didn't go. Damn. Yeah. Damn. Yo, volume with the shit don't play around. I'll die. Homegirl is locked in. Damn. Oh. She ain't doing that. She tried to come through and make it happen. I need some spice tea. Who the hell is he? Yo, is that freaking is that Billy Maximoff? Bro. My guy Billy Kaplan? I just now realized this is young Tula. I don't know what the hell I was on. Damn. So this is what they gonna do to us. They gonna show us them euthanizing the damn horse. Fee horsey. We knew thee well. Yeah. Damn. Damn. That was can we get or not? You random horse, we loved you. We loved you so much, random horse. That random horse did not deserve that. God damn it. I see why she killed her. Oh, she got. So, homegirl's daughter got converted and then started converting others in the sisterhood to be on her side too. That's crazy. She had to go. Shit. Oh, oh, she was on her ass. She was on her ass for the jump. Okay. Oh, it took them no time. Are they meditating for days? Damn. Are we present day now? I feel like we're present day now. Yo, what's going on? Is that Valia? Oh no, that's OG. Oh, wait a minute. So this is why her and OG was locked in. That is her walking up behind her. That was creepy as hell. It stopped me outside is a fire way to explain that shit. That's crazy to think about. They're basically mad scientists, by the way, chat. Oh, I'm so happy we get to see them young. So crazy that they're still doing like rituals like this, but they're also he dead. You can meet him when you die, Pippin. It's about to get freaky, chat. It's getting real freaky, chat. Is this shit about to get creepy, or is it about to get freaky? Because I don't know. I'm getting creepy. Yo, Viking, the Viking vibe in like this cosmic. Oh shit! Look, he's getting creepy, chat. Oh nah, it went from freaky to creepy real quick. I'm scared. I'm nervous for you, girl. Run! Oh, oh no, it's getting freaky, chat. It's not getting creepy. Never mind. My bad. My bad. Is she the only female with him? Wait, so this shit actually might get creepy right here, chat. I don't know what's going on. Okay, it's getting freaky. Are they the Atreides? Shit! Wait! Wait! Chat! Oh my god! He did the thing! Bruh. Bruh. Is she okay? I don't know if she really. He's gonna slap the shit out of Rocket. Oh shit. Shit. So there were creepy vibes. I was right. Bruh, what the fuck's happening? The dude that killed your brother and it's not for revenge? Am I tripping? Chat, am I high? Man, you're about to die, blood. You're about to meet her brother, my guy. Oh, no. Pulled the Sophia. He pulled the Sophia. Oh my god. Yo. She took out a whole clan. It got to be the kid. I knew it was the kid. Is it a horse or a bull? It's a bull. Oh, shit. Here we go. Yo, the world building they've been doing is actually diabolical. Here we go. Hey, yo, welcome to the Super Fam. I appreciate you, Eric, over there on Twitch. What's happening? Yo. Greetings from Argentina. Yo, appreciate you. Appreciate you tuning in with us, man. Yeah. G was really. Look at how it's like a laboratory. That's so cool. I love OG. We're about to get so much lore. Wake those who made you as fire. Here we go, chat. Buckle up. Why did she do that? Ah, shit. He's like, I trusted you. Tula went out and smacked her and for her sister. What was the show? Ooh. Oh shit. OG was really OG in her. We still got like 15 minutes left of this. This is crazy. Or don't. Yeah, man. You got, yeah, man. Oh, I forgot to do a temp check. I'm so happy. This shit is so good. I forgot to hit a temp check in here. It's a temp check. Yo, she looks so like the girl from Game of Thrones. Not just the men, but the women and the children too. Damn. Oh, damn. Nigga, you're not about to keep talking to me. Woo! I thought it was about to be over. Yo, I thought she was about to kill her whole family. Okay. I'm not losing you. Bruh, Tula just became my favorite character. Just that quick. This show is fire. Not just fire, but fire. What type of sorcery rigmarole is she about to do? Damn. OG been spitting. I ain't gonna lie. OG been spitting. Mm. Yo, shout out to OG. Ah. Whoa, buddy. Is that they? Damn, Pappy old as shit. Pappy got to be 110. Something's afoot. Something is aloof. Something is awry. Is that like a power cell? Ain't no way she got homegirl alive still. Ah, hell nah. Oh shit. That was an AI system she's talking to, chat. Them things are supposed to be gone. They got a goddamn thinking machine. Oh my goodness. Yo. What a banger episode. Like, what? This episode was fire. Holy shit. Okay, let's check out the what's coming in next week trailer that they have at the end. And then we will go into our overall review for this episode. Okay. Come on, son. Okay, we just got done watching the episode. Let's check out this trailer for what's going to be happening next week. Oh my goodness, yo. Next week's episode is about to be crazy, chat. Next week's episode is about to be crazy. Holy shit, what a banger, bruh. What a banger. Yo, chat, drop all your thoughts, theories, and questions you may have about Dune Prophecy Episode 3. Man, this shit was a banger if I do say so myself. So let me know all of your thoughts, theories, and questions that you may have. If you want to support us here at Marvel Bros, you can by sending a super thanks. If you want me to deep dive into any of your thoughts, theories, or questions, you can always send a super chat and I will dive into just that. Okay. All right, yo, let me get this stuff off the screen here. Bam. Mute that up. Take that off. Yo, absolutely diabolical episode for sure. And now I'm going to get into my review for this episode. So make sure you guys leave all of your thoughts, theories, and questions while I'm doing my review. All right? Okay. Okay. We just got done watching episode 3 of Dune Prophecy, and man, this episode was another banger to add to the list. I have been loving everything that they've been doing with this show so far, and episode 3 continues a lot of the things that I like about this show. Last week I was talking about how I hope that we got more flashbacks in this show period, because I'm very interested in what makes, Valia and Tula the women that we see once we start this show. And I'm very happy that we got to see that. And the thing that I just was not expecting was it for to be Tula that was actually the badass and was actually the one that was doing all of these crazy, creepy things that have been happening, right? Like that blew my mind for sure. But it was also really dope to see that other side of her. I really like that we get to start this episode though with not just with Valia, but also with like her apprentice that she has with her. I can't think of her name, but you know, I love how she's very attentive to all the things that are going on around her. She's paying a lot of attention to those things. She's listening very closely. I'm happy that we got to see Lankavale, which is the home world of the Harkonnens. That's where we kind of start our flashback off with kind of seeing how they really are all about, the whales and, all that good stuff. I really like how we were able to see that just right off the back, just showing us these things that we kind of need a little more context on when it comes to, how the Harkonnens actually survive and what they really do. They're basically whale hunters, like, like, and then it's interesting to see Valia basically say, yo, you don't want a better life, and always want this more, always be so greedy for what, for something else. And then, we know that becomes all the Harkonnens really care about is their greed, and how much they can do. But they have a full-blown operation going on here, which I thought was really interesting. It was dope to see that. I know some people may not like, how they were able, that we got a backstory this week. But again, I really enjoy it because all of this show itself is in fact a backstory. So I think it works really well to get like a little bit more context for who these characters are, like overall. But we get this view of how the Harkonnen family was before, uh, you know, basically BV before Valia, you know what I mean? We see that they're a good family. But at the same time, you know what I mean? We were able to see that Valia has very much been hungry for more, hungry for success, hungry for a lot more than just the things that they have at this moment, which, I think was a nice way to contextualize her character and show the differences between Valia and Tula, and then also showing, that her brother Griffin felt the same vibes that she did, because he very much did feel the same vibes as her. He felt the way that she did. He wanted more too. That's why he ended up dying, because he was rocking. He was actually rocking, unlike everybody else in the family, which is unfortunately, it's sad but true. They see that they can't go up against House Atreides basically. So they're like, nah, bro, we just gonna leave it at that. He just gonna die. And it's like, Valia's not going for that. You know what I mean? Like, she's not going for that. And I love the way that she was just standing up for her family to not just be weirdos, not weirdos, but not just be complacent. That's what it was. I believe she said the complacency will be the death of us. And it's like, damn, it's just crazy to hear how passionate she is and how hard she goes for the things that she believes in, which is how she says she does not want to just endure, because complacency is a disease. And you can almost see the way that she's like lighting a flame within her brother, because he's like believing in what she's saying, and he's like rocking with everything that she's putting on the table as well. And I really like that, yo. I love it. I just love the way that we were able to see how Valia does have not just followers, but she's spitting shit that other people actually want to pick up. Other people actually feel the same way that she does about it. So I really like that. And it was also really a W world building and lore to find out that basically anyone that gets the voice used on them is capable of doing things that they weren't so capable of doing before. Now, I don't know if that's due to, I don't know how that could work, because she told her brother to swim, and then somehow he was just able to swim automatically, right? And that is crazy how that is even, I don't even know how that's possible. But it is, right? Like, he was sinking, he couldn't swim, and then she told him to swim, and then he was able to swim. So, I don't know if that means like, like I could be like, yo, do a backflip, and then you could just do a backflip perfectly because I'm using the voice on you. I don't know if it goes into that deep, but it seems like it can possibly just overwrite someone's physical limits and or lack of knowledge that they may have. Like, I don't know if she'd be able to tell someone to speak in Japanese and they would just be able to do it with the voice. But it seems like maybe whatever capabilities you as the voice user have, if you are telling someone else to use those abilities, maybe it taps into yours or something. I don't know. I'm going crazy magic system world building here, but I really just love the way that they told us that, because that is a bit of information that I don't think we knew so much before. The fact that someone could turn in, do something that, they weren't capable of doing before. But it was a crazy transition to go from seeing that and him being like, yo, I'm gonna fight for you, to him just being laying here dead. Like, that was a crazy transition. I was not prepared for it whatsoever. It was really sad. And it was even sadder to see how they all just blamed Valia. Like, they're like, yep, you should have just shut up. We all need to be complacent because complacency means life. And it's like, damn, it's just so hard to. I mean, I don't think they're struggling. It doesn't seem like they're struggling by any means. They have a lot of food, they got a lot of, stuff. But again, they're just content with what they have, and contention. I don't think that's a word, but again, she said complacency is a disease, and it's like kind of crazy to see how the greed for the Harkonnens will become a disease in the future when we get to like Dune 1 and Dune 2, and how the Harkonnens are literally using like hover batteries attached to their back in order to move around because he's so fat and gluttonous, right? It's like it's pretty crazy. And then again, we get another amazing moment here where Valia's like, bruh, I do not want to mourn. I want revenge for what they've done to my brother. Like, bruh, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And to see the way that she's like, I will have my revenge. And then Tula is like, bruh, I'll have my revenge. You know what I mean? I love it. I just love that. I love it, man. I love the duality between the sisters, how different they are, but also how similar they are, because they really rock for each other. They rock for the family. They rock for the things of that sort. And I think that's really cool. And I also thought it was really cool to be able to see, there's these moments where we see Valia, and she basically has the echoings of her, of her ancestors running through her mind at all times, but she's also like listening to everyone around her and paying attention to them. I don't know if you guys know this, but all of the Mother Superiors actually have that ability to hear their ancestors basically at all times. Like, it's not something they turn on and off. It's like like if they're just sitting there quietly, the ancestors are like, at least I don't think it's something that they can turn on and off. Let me not get to lying here, because I am not a Dune head. But I think that it was just really nice to see the way that all of the sisters are like, yo, we rock for you. You don't have to worry about it at all. We're rocking for you 100%. But we always see the apprentice looking very, I don't know if fondly is the word, but she's always looking very intentively, trying to pay all the attention. Like, look at her in the background. She is literally just staring at her. Like, she's staring at them the entire time, just locked into the conversation. What a weirdo. But I also, it makes me think, is she a part of something? Like, is she a part of, the evilness? Is she a part of the plot, or whatever the case may be? I mean, as soon as they say Desmond Hart's name, they flash over to her. Like, and I don't know what that may mean, right? It's very possible that everybody got informants everywhere. That's actually kind of how it seems. But we move on from that to finding out that, they've been like, Tula has been keeping the young girl alive against, I guess, proper protocol, which means they're supposed to, basically allow them to pull the plug, allow them to let go, and go on and live their life, and we basically see how Tula is not with that. And I think it might also be a part of her being so scarred, being so scarred from the thing that she did to the Atreides family, because it may be hard for her to euthanize someone she cares about after euthanizing an entire tribe, family, whatever you want to call it. But, that was pretty dope to see. And I want to know what that means. I want to know where we go with that. I want to know where her story goes. But she looks into the spice tea, and it gives her an idea. And that idea is to maybe it's not time to let her go just yet. Not the best idea, but it was an idea nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? It was an idea nonetheless. So, and then we get an awesome flashback to Tula now, right? Young Tula, and young Tula just seems to be just a normal girl with a normal boy. You know what I mean? They're all lovey-dovey. They care for each other. And I really loved this entire scene. I think it was beautiful. I think it also did some good foreshadowing to what was going to be happening and occurring next, you know. But poor guy, you know what I mean? He was definitely head over heels for Tula. He had no idea that he was about to meet the, you know what I mean? But it happened nonetheless. And I feel sorry for Bruck because he really liked her. We have this amazing moment from Tula teaching the young boy of the, you know, of the tribe. Basically, she's like teaching him like, hey, you know, this is how you do this. And she even shows him the poison sac that she later uses to poison everybody, which I thought I like that. You know, she's like, yo, you got to watch this because it's enough to kill a person, already giving us some good foreshadowing to what's going to come next. And then later on, after after we see this happening, and then unfortunately, Ori's horse is, you know, dying right here. You know what I mean? She has the quick idea. She's like, oh, wait, I'm about to poison everybody with this poison. Let me just use this to, you know, to euthanize the horse properly, which is crazy that she gets the idea to end this horse's suffering in a nice manner because she's about to basically kill everyone that's here. Pretty diabolical, pretty insane, but it's happening nonetheless, and I'm here for it. I'm here for how diabolical this episode was entirely. Look, it even shows that she still has all of those poison things right there in the same bowl, and it seems like there would just be there would be a reason to get rid of those, or they would kind of figure out a way to get rid of those, especially because they're just so poisonous and stuff. But she has them holding on to them so she can make it happen. And look, bro's even confused. He's like, wait, how did you even know to do that? It's because she about to kill you and your family, my boy, doing the same exact thing. That's how she knows. And that's crazy. That's crazy. That's diabolical. I just was not ready for that. I wasn't ready to see this. This is a very sad moment. RIP to the random horse. We knew the little, but we loved you nonetheless. You know, RIP, my guy. F's in the chat to pay your respect for random horse number 1. But I really enjoyed the way that we were able to, you know, see her. I don't want to say, yeah, I just like that we were able to see how she is or how she was and what made her who she is today. And every time she says, yo, I ain't scared to make some shit happen, now we understand why she's saying that. You know what I mean? This episode was a very contextualizing episode. If you didn't like it because it was in the past, it's okay, because the past is what builds the future in the first place. So this story that we got here is going to continue to world build and continue to, you know, give us understanding of what will happen next. We basically got this episode to understand how much of a line there is drawn between Valia, who is a mother superior, and the rest of the Harkonnens, because clearly they're not rocking with her. So now when we see her pops, when we see Papa, what do I call Pappy? When we see Pappy in the next episode, right, we're gonna understand why he's on straight demon time and he wants nothing to do with Valia, and it's gonna be because of all these things that we've seen in this episode here, and we find out that she's basically always been a menace. So it all works together, you know what I mean? It's all connected. It was dope to see that. I didn't realize that Valia was the first to go also, which is cool. I thought they went there together, but we see that Valia kind of had already started her little, you know, not her cult, but her little clique there. And I like that. You know, we get to see the day-to-day lives of the Bene Gesserit at this lower level, if you will. And I think it gives us a lot of context as to what is going to be continuing to go on within the rest of this season. I mean, it's just W context. And I love this moment right here where it's just a battle of wills of who is able to give away their basically earthly attachments. Something that we see very common in these, I don't want to say cult-like, but yeah, cult-like, monk-like, wizard-like things. They always have to they have to let go of their earthly attachments somehow, some way. And her earthly attachments was revenge on the Harkonnens that are not the Harkonnens, but on the Atreides that killed her brother. So I understand why she couldn't let that shit slide, because I don't know if I would have been able to let it slide either, you know? Like, just to be honest. And I love the way that we get this, you know, we see OG basically pull up, and the first thing she does is she's staring at our girl Valia up there, doing her thing. You know what I mean? Like, and she's like, oh, you know, she sees our girl Valia up there, and she's like, yo, come with me. Let me help you out. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I like that. I like to see how that relationship was established. I wanted to know why she chose her over her daughter. And we got a lot of that answers right here. We got to see, you know, again, Valia used the voice, know that she literally is the creator. She's only used it a couple of times. And we also got the context that the entire reason behind the sisterhood, who will later become the Bene Gesserit, is, the genetic not modification, but yeah, the genetic modification of lineages in order to control everyone in the galaxy, which is diabolical. But I love that. I love that. I mean, I feel like we don't see things like this happen enough. Um, but I love it. I think it's dope. I think it's working. And I think it was really dope to see the way that OG really took Valia under her wing and wanted to like teach her the ways of not necessarily the Force, because Valia has created that in this moment, the voice. I mean, but it's something very similar to that. And then we get a name drop for Machine Wars. I mean, they were just world building galore in this episode, like left and right, and it was so fantastic to see. I was so nervous at this scene with Tula and Ori, because I didn't know if it was about to get creepy or if it was about to get freaky. But lo and behold, it was about to get both, because she freaked her way in there to be a creep and kill everybody. And that is just not the vibe that I was going to give Tula. I didn't know that was the hype that Tula was on. I thought Tula was like not a good like, yeah, I thought Tula was the nice one. But again, ain't these people in this show, man. Ain't nobody good. Ain't nobody the good person. Ain't nobody right. Everybody is bad. They're all evil. They are not to be trusted. They are not to be, none of it. You are not to do none of the things that are to be done, because it's like they about to get freaky, and then after she's literally killing everybody at the same point. I'm pretty sure that the stuff that they put in their body dye to put over their bodies was probably mixed with the stuff that they had. So, that was just crazy. And she was putting it on young brother too. That's what was wild. It was wild 2 times, because she was really putting it on that man. And then when he woke up, she was like, yo, I'm sorry, but there's just things that got to be done, because you feel me? I'm a Harkonnen, and you killed my brother. So I just had to come back and kill your entire family. Your entire lineage is gone because you killed my brother. Congratulations, you played yourself. And now I'm about to kill you too after giving you a good night. Like, bruh, Tula's on demon time. She is the one that we need to watch for the rest of the show. It's not necessarily Valia in the same way. I need to know how Valia is going to feel about the decisions that she made while she was gone and keeping Homegirl alive, because there is definitely something there that we could get. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's definitely a way that we could get that information somehow, some way, from some type of thing. And I'm excited to see what that context is as well. But we continue to get more. We get to spend more time with Valia and OG Mother Superior, and I love her. I'm so happy that we get these flashbacks of her as being her mentor, because it's just dope, and I love it, bro. It just gives me good vibes. And then of course, Valia is telling her little posse that she has everything that's going on, and what Mother Raquella was saying and what she wants from her. And Mother Raquella, it shows that she is, Raquella, Mother R, is showing that she knows everything that's going on. She is not just, she ain't in the dark. She knows what's happening with all the ladies under her, whether it be her daughter, whether it be her protege. She knows what's going on for sure. And I love the reaction of Valia, Valia using the voice on her friends. It's basically the reaction that I think any friends would have if another friend got, powers, and they use them in this kind of way. Just like, it was just like, oh my God. I really like that. And then they just start cracking up laughing because they're girls, you know what I mean? Like, and they're chilling. It's like, that's dope as hell. And then we find out that OG Moms has been watching this whole time. And I love the fact that she takes all of this information and she puts it in front of them and makes them do the ceremony right now, even though she knows Valia isn't ready, even though she probably knows her daughter isn't ready either, right? She's still doing it as a way to kind of train everyone and to allow them to get stronger and to pay more attention. And, obviously her daughter's followers and her, like, they see the entire situation much differently than Valia or anyone else does. And it was just crazy to see the differences of how everyone felt, and how even, Mother Superior says here, she's like, yo, having these factions, having all these things going on between us, it splits us as a sisterhood. And that is not what's supposed to be happening. We're supposed to be healed. We're supposed to be here rocking. We're supposed to be here doing the damn thing. and making sure that we're locked in, clocked in, and we're rocking. You know what I mean? Uh, and after this is when, after this is actually when Valia cannot go through with it because she still has, she has that revenge on her heart that she still has to get and go over. And Mother Superior knows it. She's like, all right, bet, go handle your business here and take a little vial with you and make sure you come back as a Mother Superior or as a Reverend Mother, or don't come back at all. And I'm like, bruh, the Reverend Mother is on another level, and it's dope to see how many levels she's on, because then later on, when we see, Valia basically on the same hype, on the same level, it's like, okay, she is literally following in Mother R's footsteps. And I think I think it's fire. And then we see like those little girls in the back, but over here we see, boom, they're all looking at her and so distastefully, because they're like, yo, you couldn't go through with it. You're a coward. And it's like, bro, little do they know that they are real, they don't know who they talking to. They don't know who they talking to, point blank and simple. And it was crazy just for Valia to go back and basically just be like, hey, sister, you did a good thing. Our brother will be proud. And she's like, would he be proud? And she's like, hell yeah, he'd be proud. If he's not proud, I'm still proud. You feel me? Like, who cares? And and her parents were furious. They're like, yo, what are you doing? And Valia, of course, standing on business as always. Bro, I did what y'all was too damn scared to do. And after Valia talks her shit, shows the voice to her parents, we get to see her vision after she takes the drops. And it basically just shows us all of her ancestors, something very similar to what we saw with the other young girl that is currently in the coma. But it's a lot of similarities in what they see. And then her eyes are open, and then boom, she becomes a reverend mother at that point, I believe. And I just love that. I love that. And then Tula makes the idea. She's like, yo, we're going back. And then they have this beautiful heart touching moment of all of the sisters saying goodbye to their sister, basically. And like, it's just very sad. It's very heartbreaking. But I love the way that OG here stands up for Tula and is like, yo, this is what's going on. Like, we know that we are willing to rest. The purpose of the sisterhood is for the majority of us to risk it all. So just some people can actually, continue on to be who they could be. That was just beautiful, yo. Again, very touching, very amazing, and I just love the way that it happens, yo. And then they do this beautiful moment where they all go up to her and show their love, and basically they view her body and really show their respects as she goes from one plane to another type of vibe. And it was just very beautiful, very touching. I really did love it. I really loved this episode. I think this show is fantastic. For real. I think they did a really good job from start to finish. But then we end the episode with seeing Valia and her protege pull up to some tower high in the skies that we have no idea who it is. We have no idea what's going on. She obviously doesn't want to be there. She's furious to even be there. And then as she pulls up, the door opens, and then we find out she's at no one else's but her nephew's, aka also her father. Well, that's not her father. Her nephew was not her father, but her nephew and her father live together here. And we see the way that her father automatically welcomes her. You know what I mean? And her welcoming is a very unwelcome welcoming, as to be expected because of what's been going on. And I love the way that Pappy was just not having it, and the nephew was like, "It's all good. Come on, don't worry about Pappy. He be tripping." I love this show. I freaking love this show, and I have no idea what's going to happen next. For real. I mean, even in this episode, when Tula is walking from one place to another, it's so menacing, and you're like, what is she doing? Where is she going? Oh, she's going into the place that OG mother showed the other one. Okay, she's walking through tunnels. Wait, she just plugged in some power core thingy. What the hell? Oh my god! Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. She's pulling some vision shit right now. You know what I mean? Like, she's basically trying to create vision. And I don't think it's a good idea. I don't know how this will continue to have ramifications throughout not just this season, but also the entirety of the Duneverse. But I sure am happy to see where it can go. I'm so excited. I really do love this show, and I really did enjoy this episode, and I hope you guys did too. Make sure you drop all your thoughts, theories, and questions in the comment section down below regarding Dune Prophecy Episode 3. If you would like to show your support for everything we do here at Marvel Bros, you can drop a super chat down below. And you can also drop a super thanks, super chat, any of those things that you want to. We definitely appreciate it. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. And make sure you let me know how you guys are feeling in the comment section down below. Like, egad. I had no idea that episode was about to be such a banger. R.I.P. Random Horse, we love you. You can't meet him. You can meet him when you die. Pippin is wild, bruh. And he died. So they gonna meet now, for real. What's up with Jose? My guy said, I don't like when the second episode ends and now this next episode goes back to the past lives of the main characters. I really like that, actually, Jose. I think it's a really nice touch. I like it because we're able to get a lot of context of not only who these characters are now, but what made them who they are. And I mean, there's no way that we would have knew that Tula was a badass like that without this episode, right? Like, there's no way we would have knew that she was literally a menace to society without seeing her murder an entire family. I think the show is better for that. So, although I understand what you mean by not liking that we're not continuing the story right off the bat, I actually want more flashback stuff. So, you know what I mean? So, I guess it's dealer's choice, to be completely honest, but I loved it. I loved it. Harkonnens are animals. Yes, legit. And it's crazy because it's like these are kind of the first animals of the Harkonnen, right? Volya and her sister Tula are kind of the descent into savagery that the lineage takes, right? We're not even too sure why. I'm not sure why they look the way they do modern day, but I hope we get some type of answer to that in this show somehow, some way. Now that's how you ride for bro, dead ass, yo. She was riding and she was riding. You know what I'm saying? She did what needs to be done, and I wasn't ready for that. What the F? I want to know how this new character is stronger than Mother Superior. F the past. But I think that the past is actually going to help us understand how this person is stronger than her. I mean, we are seeing her not only discover that she has the powers, but also hone in on them and figure out how she can use them, what it can do, So the fact that she figures out how much her voice, like already in these 3 episodes, we've seen a lot about what the voice can and cannot do in a way. And what cannot do is it's kind of, there's nothing it cannot do that don't bar the laws of physics type of thing, right? Like, I don't think you could tell a person to fly and they just fly. I think they'll probably go try to find some type of spaceship that can fly in order to meet that request. But the fact that bro didn't know how to swim and then she told him to swim and then he started being able to swim, that is something that we have no idea why that's possible. We have no idea how she was able to, make that happen for him. But I think that the answers to some of those questions also give us the answers that we need for what will happen next. And I know I kind of said that already, but I really just want to double down on it because it's like, I do believe that we're going to be seeing a lot of different stuff going on and, kind of not just going on, but transpiring because of this episode. I mean, Tula was literally talking to an AI system at the end of the episode, which are supposed to be banned for like the last however long, you know what I mean? So, it will be very interesting to see where that goes. Greetings from Argentina. Yo, I appreciate you, Eric. I really hope you enjoyed the episode, and thank you for pulling up and chilling with us from Argentina, yo. Appreciate you over there on the Twitch. That was a phenomenal episode. I could not agree with you more, Mentos. Loved that episode. Facts. Tula killing everyone was wild. I could not, that was insane. I really didn't expect that. I didn't know what was going to be going on until I knew. And it was like, oh my God, she about to kill everybody and him. At first, I thought she was just going to kill him, but it was like, nah, bruh. She took out the whole line. Like they all dead. That shit crazy. The ancient one type shit. Yeah, for real. Truth. Next week does look like it's gonna be crazy. I agree. Tula killing everyone was completely unexpected. So was the AI. Amazing episode tonight. I agree. This show does a really good job of not pulling punches. Like they're not pulling any punches and they're just dropping it all in your lap. And they're like, hey, do with it what you will. And it's like, God damn, what do I do with this? But what? It's like, do with this what you will. But what? What will I do? And yeah, the AI did not expect that. I did not expect a robot system to be with the Bene Gesserit at all. Like, what? Why? Why do they have that? How often do they use it? You know, there's just so many questions. So many questions, and I believe we will continue to get more and more answers as it continues, as we get further and further through this scene. Not this scene, but this series, yo. Yes, yo, I definitely do not trust the apprentice. She is on some demon, she's on demon time. She gotta be, because she don't look trustworthy. She's way too nosy when everything is going on around her. I don't know. But they also said something about how she is important for some reason. So maybe that is connected to it too. Who knows? But again, chat, this was a W episode, man. This show is also a show that does not hold hands. So I know there's a lot of you guys that are probably leaving this completely confused. And I'm sorry that y'all are leaving this so confused, but I assure you, it is fantastic. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry that y'all are so confused by this, but they're doing a damn good job for real. Like, they are doing a really good job with this show. And if you guys are confused, again, don't hesitate to drop any of your thoughts, theories, or questions in the comment section down below, and I'll do my best to answer them, okay? But with all that being said, man, you guys have been amazing yet again. It's been a good day. It's been a good night. And I really did enjoy these episodes. Next week, we will be back again on Sunday to watch episode 4 of Dune Prophecy. But this week is going to continue with a whole bunch of other watch parties. Yo, tomorrow we are going to be doing our watch party and review for the Skeleton Crew at 5 p.m. PST. So make sure you guys pull up for that because it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one indeed. And then later on in the week, on Thursday, we're going to be doing our Creature Commandos watch party and review. That is also going to be a banger. It is the dawn of the DCU. It is the birth of the DCU. This show will be tackling all of those world-building lore drops and everything in between. And I am so excited to check it out. This week is going to be insane. Tomorrow is a 2-episode premiere for Skeleton Crew, of course. So, and I think we also get a 2-episode premiere for Creature Commandos. So we're going to be popping this week, chat. We are going to be popping indeed. So make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you guys drop likes on the stream if you haven't already. Make sure you follow me on social media at Sensei Finito to stay up to date with all my thoughts, theories, and opinions on whatever particular thing I may be partaking in at that particular time. And you can follow us on all platforms at Marvel Bros to stay up to date with all things Marvel and everything else, from movie reviews to trailer reactions and all the other things in between. I definitely appreciate each and every one of you guys for tuning in today because it's been a great day indeed. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. As I always say, stay awesome, stay nerdy, and don't forget to stay marvelous. Excelsior.
If you guys would like to support Marvel Bros, all you gotta do is visit our website at www.marvelbros.com and buy some merch. Represent the superfan. Or you can join our Patreon to get early access to content, patron-only scoops, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties. We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Excelsior.
On today's pop culture news update,